I came to the studio in 1985, and it began an extraordinary journey of making about 5 movies. Great Monster Detective, Little Mermaid, Beauty and the Beast, and Aladdin, and Who Framed Roger Rabbit.
And it seems as if each successive film built almost exponentially in success, esteem, awareness, admiration.
And in that mix, we started doing Lion King. Lion King was supposed to be a movie that no one cared about.
I think it was right after I finished work on Aladdin, and George Scribner, who was supposed to be the director in the very beginning, he gave me a call and he said, you know, there's this new project, it's kind of Bambi in Africa.
That is the dumbest story I've ever heard in my life. We are not going to make that, are we?
Over and over, the story of lions in the savannah. These are many films that people said, who's going to ever want to see that?
And consumer products would say, oh, you can't sell animals. We want people.
Robin, Roger, and I were sitting there going, you know, is anybody going to want to see this? It's a, you know, let's face it, this lion cub gets framed for murder. We got a wildebeest stampede. There's a singing warthog. Will it mean anything?
And throughout Lion King, there were numbers of people that wanted to get off the movie and get on to Pocahontas. Because that was perceived as that was going to be the great movie, and we were the B team.
It was the B picture. It was sort of the one that the A players weren't working on.
Really, I think everybody sort of felt like they would rather work on the picture that was the underdog.
And then, of course, then you sort of infuse that with the ragtag feeling, like, okay, so what if we're the B team? We're just going to rally and do a great job. We'll show them.
This kind of rebirth of the Disney animation department enabled an enormous number of talented young artists to really blossom.
I mean, truly, a lot of the animators were always going to be under someone else on the bigger pictures. I mean, and nothing against the top people, because they're fantastic, but it was just an opportunity for some people to shine.
I do remember that we were really struggling on Lion King, trying to find a story, because in some ways you look at the story and you think it's so new. Nothing about it is familiar. It's completely untried, untested. So you really wonder if alternately, one day you think, this is the greatest movie ever, and then the next day you're like, what are we doing?
I always say that when you make a film, there's the film that everybody thinks you're making. And then as the film starts being made, it takes on a life of its own. It's like spaghetti sauce. You know, you have all these ingredients and you've got the recipe and it looks, you know, it's good. You're going to make your spaghetti, but you really don't know what it's going to taste like until it has really sat in the refrigerator one night.
There was a magic point in Lion King where everybody believed it was going to be a great movie. We put together Mufasa's ghost around the water hole, and you went, oh my God, this could really be a powerful movie.
I think by nature of the personalities that came together and the fact that we had leadership that was inspiring us every day, we formed this, you know, sort of consciousness about a movie, so that when you see it, sometimes you don't know really who was responsible for what, because everyone built on the other ideas. And so for that part, it was, you know, as a Hollywood screenwriter who's usually like, thank you for the script, goodbye now. I was very involved with aspects of the film that normally one wouldn't be involved with.
Yeah, this is a considerably more collaborative process than ordinary writing, ordinary screenwriting.
I think that it's a collaboration, and it's also, I think, such mutual respect, because you really want to impress those around you. You want to hold up your end of the bargain, and you're working very hard to bring in a sequence or to create a background or a layout or a moment of animation that's going to really wow the people that you respect.
On the traditional film, you often have 350 people at various times working on one of these films. So it's the power of 300 people with passion figuring out a way to all get in the boat and row in the same direction.
We had to listen to each other, but we all enjoyed each other. I mean, we made each other laugh so much during all these story sessions and script sessions. There was a great mixture of people in the room. I mean, we had creative egos, certainly, but our egos didn't get in the way. I think you have to have a creative ego to bring something to it. You know, you have to have a point of view, and everybody did have a point of view, but somehow ours all meshed.
And one of the rules that you have to use to go into any kind of collaboration like that is you can withhold nothing.
it doesn't matter how bad the idea is, you have to say it. And what you find in the creative process is that sometimes that stupid idea makes you look at it in a completely new perspective and actually allows you to find the great idea, the one that was undiscovered, but you have to kind of go through that process. If you play it safe and if you do what you know will work, then you end up just doing a retread of something else.
The strength of animation, and certainly the team of artists that made Lion King, is that together we made something that not one of us could have done on our own. And that is a very magical thing.
You know, the process of creation is a miracle. And there's really no recipe and there's no path that is predetermined. It is about the people, the journey, their passion, and their creation that makes these things possible.